the Bible tells us, and it's an extraordinary comment, that Amnon's statement was that he fell in love with Tamar. I'm not actually sure that that is true. In fact, I'm not sure I like the whole comment of falling in love. Feels like you're going down a manhole and you end up in a sewer. I think it's much more profound than that. He didn't love her. He lusted after her. Big difference. One of the most classic descriptions I've ever come across, and you may have come across it too, is Edwin Lewis Cole. This is what he says. Love gives at the expense of self to benefit others. But lust gets at the expense of others to benefit self. Shall I say that again? Love gives at the expense of self to benefit others, but lust gets at the expense of others to benefit self. So first of all, Amnon is not in love. He is in lust. Secondly, he plotted with Jonadab to do this thing. He manipulated his father David to get Tamar to see him. He's trying to manipulate the king. That's arrogant. Even if it was his dad, he's still the king. He then chose to dismiss all of the servants from this home when he told Tamar to come to his bedroom. Why is that significant? Well, there is a very good reason why that's significant. The Bible tells us that when Amnon tried to grab her, she resisted. Yes, we just read that. But who was in the room to bear witness to that? Nobody. You may like at some point to look at Deuteronomy 22. I know Deuteronomy is not normally easy reading. It's full of laws. But Deuteronomy 22 is very, very interesting on this particular subject. Let me just run you through a couple of the things. Technically, Deuteronomy 22 talks about the punishment of rape against two types of women. One, if they're married, and one, if they're engaged. Let me read it out to you from verse 22 of chapter 22 of Deuteronomy. If a man is found sleeping with another man's wife, both the man who slept with her and the woman must die. You must purge the evil from Israel. Technically, David and Bathsheba should have died. Yes? Yes. If a man happens to meet in a town a virgin pledged to be married, and he sleeps with her, you shall take both of them to the gate of that town and stone them to death. The girl, because she was in a town and did not scream for help. And the man, because he's violated another man's wife. You must purge the evil from among you. But if out in the country a man happens to meet a girl pledged to be married, and he rapes her, only the man who has done this shall die. Do nothing to the girl. She has committed no sin deserving death. This case is like that of someone who attacks and murders his neighbor. For the man found a girl out in the country, and though the betrothed girl screamed, there was no one to rescue her. If a man happens to meet a virgin who is not pledged to be married and rapes her, and they are discovered, he shall pay the girl's father 50 shekels of silver. He must marry the girl, for he has violated her and can never divorce her as long as he lives. Interesting. If she's married or engaged, it depends where the rape took place. And you think, somebody's made a ruling on this? Oh, yes. But if you rape a virgin, the perpetrator has to pay the family 50 shekels of silver. Doesn't mean a lot. A shekel is 0.4 of a troy ounce. 50 shekels is the equivalent of 20 troy ounces. For those amongst you, the silver rate on Thursday was £20 an ounce. 400 quid. It's nothing, is it? For a ruined life. And technically, what they're saying is you have to pay something, but you have devalued this person to the cost of 400 quid. I tell you, that's what sexual sin does. It devalues. All the time, it devalues.